Hi guys, I'm HexTrojan and welcome to our channel GamingHexer. I thought with the recent addition of DX11 textures and what have you that we'd get straight back into Space Engineers. I've done something that I don't normally do. I'm using very few mods, I literally got the skybox, which I don't even think took properly. A Zenith mod pack as I normally do, and I think that might even be it. So, sweet and simple. The objective of this series, this looks like the normal skybox. This doesn't look like the Caldari one that I put on, so maybe that's a DX11 thing. That's the reason it's not taking the skyboxes, but no worries. Right, back to the action. The idea of this series was to take this ship. We're not going to build a station, not quite yet anyway, not unless we get really far into the series. And we're going to do what we normally do. We're going to get some uranium, we're going to get some building materials, we're going to do a bit of hunting as well. We're going to try and retrofit this ship so that it can help us at first capture the unarmed cargo ships that we see floating through space. But the general idea was to remain with this ship but upgrade it as we go along. So if we come across a ship that has turrets, we can take the turrets off and fit them onto here. Eventually this ship will be something different, it'll be something else, it will grow into something through basically our encounters and through our exploring, and who knows what we'll end up with, but and it'll be our mobile home, if you will. So that's what that's the brief I'm sticking to. Please do jump on me if I deviate, because that's been known to happen. First things first, I just like it to be a bit tidier. These little dings and dents do annoy the pants off of me. For now that'll do. I'm sure that there's loads more, but I really should just be cracking on. Right, we're going to go check out this thing down here. DX11 is looking really nice with Space Engineers, I must say. I'm hoping that you can appreciate it the same way I am appreciating it at the moment. Let's get those on quickly. Sorry, just making sure that I'm recording and not just talking to myself. Now I'm going to do this quickly before I completely forget. That looks like ice. Now if anything is more important than fuel, it's ice. You can see we have oxygen enabled. We are definitely going to utilize this ice. Make sure we're getting right as close to it as we can possibly get, just to make sure our gravity will get our connector over it as well. And there may be some other stuff here, but for now that's what we're interested in. Let's get down there and get some of that ice, because it's not often you come across ice so quickly. If you do, and they may have made it so that it's more easily like discovered, but just in case. Why is my gravity not reaching there? And there is uranium there. I'll tell you what we're going to do. Looks like we could probably afford to get a bit lower. We're going to extend the range of our gravity just so we do not waste where we don't have to. You can see the ship is in need of a lot of love and care and attention, so that'll all be as we go along. Right, quickly remedy this. Let's change you down to 0.5. It's a waste otherwise. Even 0.5 is probably a bit of a waste. You probably get away with bit lower. Right, it's the height that I'm concerned about. I want to bring it up. I don't want to go above 100 kilowatts. That's more than enough. Radio, and I think we'll get a tiny bit closer to the surface of the asteroid, just to make sure. And there we go. And one thing I'm also going to do is, obviously with the introduction of the oxygen and what have you, in survival, when you spawn with your respawn ship, you'll have an oxygen generator. It's not supplying oxygen to the ship itself, it's just there refilling bottles for us so that we can put them on our person. I'd say a tip: only take one bottle at a time. If you are out doing something and you die and you lose a bottle when you're in the early stages of the game, it's a lot of hunting has to be done to then get that back. Right, let's say that's not so bad. There's quite a few useful resources here. We're going to make the most of this situation. Right, we're going to take all this. Very good. Now we're going to... Oh, there we go. We'll come down this bit now, and we might get a bit of uranium in the process. Is that iron or uranium? That is iron. Well, it's all useful, so the textures have changed a lot. They are a lot nicer, but now it's the case of getting used to all the new textures and unlearning some of the visual cues that you would have had before. Depending on how far you are from a particular resource will depend on what it actually looks like. You can see that might just be the case for me, but and the way my graphics card works or what have you, I don't know, but you can see that's actually ice, but it looks like uranium up close. When you're looking at it on the wall, it's blue like ice should be. You can see as you get closer to the iron, it's actually shining. There's a lot of differences, which I'm going to have to get used to, so I can then pick up on those things from a distance. Let's quickly... What did we get? We got ice, iron, stone. We actually have no uranium in that pass, but we'll remedy that now, because that is obviously important. Right, hopefully the ice gets moved straight into the oxygen. It does, into the oxygen generator. Very good. Right, there was uranium. It's actually quite a lot further down on the other side. What we'll do is we'll try and get to it. It's here, so we'll dig down just in a straight line towards it. We're not going to wastefully dig down. We're going to take what we can on the way. Right, and we should be on top of the uranium. Let's have a look. And we are, as you see now, look, the uranium has a glow to it now. That's like a shine even, sorry, not a glow.
Inventory full.
That was quick. I hope I remembered to change my inventory sizes. I did. Oh, I got a lot of iron in that pass, that's why that happened. A little bit of uranium, a little bit of ice again. Right, let's get cracking. Let's not leave anything lying around that we don't have to. Right, down here. And let's chug away in here. Some of this uranium. So whereas the uranium was like a very dark charcoal-y, blacky colour before, now it's more like a grey colour with a shine to it, which is nice, but again, it's going to take some getting used to, especially when you've played this as much as I have. Oh, we may have gone through. we? Yes. Now. That may cause a bit of a stink because I've got a hole that goes through the asteroid and the gravity passing through it as well. So it's going to be throwing the resources away from me now. Same time I'm keeping on my energy there. My oxygen will replenish in a minute because I've got the bottle on me. The bottle, yeah, I'm on the bottle. We'll come back here. That's the way I came from. I've got the bottle of oxygen on me, so that'll refill from there. Oh, there's loads more ice over there. We're going to have to GPS up this place just to make sure that we know that there's a lot of resources here that we can do a lot with. There we go. We're just going to be stocking up. Let's just replenish ourselves for now. And if we do see anything pop up that we could maybe use, cargo ship or something that we know we can take, we'll go for it and we'll start making improvements to our humble little ship here. And do that, and if I go into here you'll see that I have this bottle of, it's still 100%, it will go down to about 58% once it replenishes my oxygen in my suit. I'm not going to worry about making an atmosphere in here yet, it will just be a matter of building a vent somewhere, hooking it up to that oxygen generator, but that's not necessary right now. I wanted it to be doing the uranium right now, just so that we can make sure we have a decent power supply to do what we need to do. So what I'm going to do, there's a lot of resources here that we can use. There's uranium, iron, ice, platinum. I want to go get some of that platinum because it would be a crime not to. This is the platinum here. That was pointless, but you know, I couldn't help myself. Well, the platinum continues in this direction, so I'll try and keep it contained. Excuse me. Cool. More ice. They seem to have rebalanced the oxygen usage as well, because I can remember whereas before it would go down extremely fast. And now it seems to be more manageable, which is also very good. See, and you can see this iron in here now is a very different colour to the iron that we were just mining on that small asteroid. It's like there's more than, it's not so uniform anymore. Like there's different textures of iron, but they're still the same resource, which is a nice little change. Like this one's got all these different colours in it, making it look a bit more naturally occurring. It's good to see little things like that, and you can see they sparkles as you go past when your light's on. Right. See if we can find that ship. Some one of these asteroids. Probably over here somewhere, I hope. Right, what do we have? Is that a mine? Is it a mine carriage? I hate it when the antenna sign is over the actual name of the boat. So no, it's a bit of a pain, but right. Did I actually get anything then? No. Right. A mining carriage, maybe. Does that have weapons? Can't remember. Right, it seems we have got a few little bits and bobs. We're going to jump in. We are going to do what I said I was going to do and just put a marker down. Just call it Asteroid 1. And I'm just going to put here quickly in the description ice and uranium present, amongst other things, but that's just in case I get stuck later on and I need to find somewhere to rush back to. Right, in the meantime, I do have a feeling that the mining carriage, or whatever this is, I think it's mining carriage, is probably armed. Now, if I had a camera on the front, now, in fact, that's a good little improvement to make first. I very rarely use this collector on the top, so I'm going to take it and see if it's going to give me the correct materials to make a camera or something. We'll see soon enough. Because now obviously the camera has the zooming function, which is very handy. G, not G. Yeah, it's the G menu. We may be okay. Put it here for now. Can I put it there? No. Let's see if we've got what we do. Good. Right. And what we'll do is, if something's far away, if I can get in, see, we're just going to approach, and we'll go G menu here, camera 1, view, exit out 1. Right, there we go. We'll be able to get a better idea. There, you see it said there oxygen refilled from bottles. It brought me up to 100%, and I think only used 42%. Let's quickly check that. Actually, yeah, 58% left. So I only used 42%. So that's dead handy. You get 2 uses out of it, which is a massive sort of. It's a massive help, basically. This guy does have guns, but I think we can sneak up behind him. And I think actually, on that note, that is what I'm going to do. If I do, in case I do completely flop, what I will do is quickly, his carb container, okay, get rid of what I've got on me. Obviously I have to keep the oxygen bottle, but what I'm going to do is, in case this takes longer than anticipated, I'm going to swap them out quickly. There we go. Realised right, we know he's over there, so we're going to come from this direction. Sorry, I do hate that slight freeze whenever it saves. It has always done it to me, and it's something that they've never remedied. I believe we can approach this guy from behind, and we will be okay. Our ship is there, and I really should have GPS'd its location, but that's okay. We'll be alright. I hope, because I've already lost it. There we go. He's not shooting at me yet. Alright, there's one on that side. He's not shooting at me yet either. Now he is. Fuck. Huh? Oh. That's a bit... I can spawn in medical bays that don't belong to anybody else. Oh. See, but if I respawn in this one, does it mean I am no longer this person who owns it? We're going to do this properly. We'll find them ships eventually, I'm sure. So as you can see, we got owned by a mining barge. As you do. I wonder if they are very local, those ships that we saw. So, as I was saying before, we just lost that bottle now. Our body's floating off into space somewhere. We could try and track it down and what have you, but... Also, if you're searching for these derelict ships, a camera on the front is very handy. Save you having to go, like if you might see something and think, oh, what's that? And you decide to zoom in a bit, you could do that and zoom in. And it might help you ascertain whether what you're looking at is an asteroid or if it's a ship. So you see, we're looking at this one here. We can zoom in on these things. We can see that's an asteroid. You can see that's an asteroid. It helps us survey an area before we actually have to go anywhere near it, which is also very handy. Like you see that there, it's difficult to say whether they're asteroids or not. I think they are. I had a feeling around here there was something. It was probably just that there, I think is what it was. What was that? It's an asteroid. That looks like a peculiar shape to me, and I think we should go check it out. And I think that's what we're going to do. So, while I head in this direction, I think I'm going to leave it there for this episode. bit of a slow start to the series, but I hope you get a good idea of the general direction we're going to be heading in. I want to be upgrading the ship as we go along, and hopefully not getting owned by simple civilian ships like I just did. I'm gonna go check this thing out. It's starting to look more to me like it is just going to be an asteroid, but it's just very far away and that we can't see it fully yet. That's the gist I'm getting, but you'll know in the next episode, so I'll see you then. Goodbye for now.